Hello, this is Norbert. This is my video telling you about my vacation that I have just taken. I want to thank you again for opening the box, letting me out. If you are traveling, I do not recommend traveling by Canada Post because they throw boxes. Okay? You ever wonder? Now I confirm. Anyway, here is my video and enjoy. So the day started quite early. I was stuffed in a suitcase and jammed in the back of a vehicle, but I got a little help getting into the airport, thank you, Bruce. So this is me waiting in a suitcase in a Tim Hortons line in the airport. Look, we got a little breakfast, not much, but there I am. Okay, so now I am in Toronto in a suitcase, but I was very hungry, so I asked if I can ride on Melody's shoulder, and we went looking for food and we find A&W. So I ordered some food for me and for them, and I was very excited when it came, and I could not wait, and I dived in the bag and got out my breakfast wrap. Oh, it was so good. So because I had never been to Toronto, I asked Mike and Melody if we can look at shops and find souvenirs, which we did, but they were very cheap, would not buy me any. And so we kept walking, and Mike put me in his pocket, but it was not very fun to ride in the pocket, and I decided I needed some fun, as you can see, but I was not behaving well, Mike said, so he put me back in his suitcase. So then we decided to take a seat and rest for a bit, but I disappeared on the chair, and they take a long time to find me. It was very scary, so they put something colorful here so they do not lose me in the future. But then it was time to get on the plane, so I get my ticket and my passport, and then we get on the plane. You know, it was so exciting to be on the plane, looking in the daylight on the window. I could see what was going on the termite. And then it was time for takeoff. Oh, this is so exciting. Time of flying. I take off, we drive fast, and then the airplane up, it begins to go, the nose rises, and then we go flying in the air. Oh, it's so exciting. I could not contain. Oh, it was wonderful as we get closer to the clouds. But this takeoff, after we get in the clouds, was a little bit rough, and I needed a special bag. And oops, oh, there it goes. I lost all of the A&W. But you know, when you're this little, the birth bag, it has other uses which are handy, so you don't need to go to the back of the airplane. Okay, so then after I dealt with that business, I listened to some music, I watch a video, I get a sip of water, I do things that you do on the airplane, but that'll tire me out, so Melody and we took a nap for a little while. And then I notice when I look out the window, when I wake up, I can see for the first time the prairie. So I look at the map and I see we are almost there in Regina. Well, then we land in Regina and we get our things and get off the plane. And the first person I meet is this big RCMP moose. And he is very friendly and let me sit on his antler. And now, because I was such a good boy on this flight, Mike and Melody let me have some fun riding the carousel. And then we left the airport and got in the van, which I think is a spaceship too, and went for a drive. Then we go get the boys in Hanley, and on the way I see many Saskatchewan flowers. And because I'm having so much fun, Mike let me ride on the steering wheel. And we got out on the prairie, and it was nice long straight road. And then we saw another nice long straight road. Then we saw another nice long straight road. And another nice long straight road, and then more. Then we arrive where we're going, and I meet Kevin, who is stuffing his face, and then Joseph, who's wearing a frog sweater. It was so fun. And then I meet these little frogs in the garden next to a bird's nest. It's the first time I have ever been in a bird's nest. I tell you, that was exciting. Then we get on another nice long straight road and we head home. But if I look up these side windows, I realize I can see neat things like trains and farms. And the farms are nice. And then we get to Walt Deck. Oh, that's where we were going. And finally we arrived there and we get to see the house. And I got my picture taken there. And I met Naomi and Johnny and also Emily. They're all there waiting for me. It was wonderful. Well, after being locked up in a plane and van all day, I needed some fresh air, so I look out and find this park I want to play at, and I take a moment to rest on the swing. So the kids had cadets that night, and we went and I met a Navy lieutenant, and after we went out shopping. Oh, shopping was so much fun. We found a toilet made just for me at the store and found some pictures that I would love to hang on my wall. And also the seashells that make me homesick. And I find a bike just like Jennifer and Greg like to ride. And look, I find frogs that I can hang out with, and then I photobomb some other frogs, and that was a very big surprise to them. They said thank you. And I find all kinds of things to play with, like a helicopter, an aeroplane, and even a beautiful red sports car that I get to drive. Okay, now we need a little intermission here for me to tell you that the next thing I find in the store was very disturbing. It make me faint. The following photos contain images which may be upsetting to some amphibians. Viewer discretion is advised. There I am, fainted on the floor, and look closely what we find and why I faint. I cannot believe they sell that, but after I get up, I get some medical help, and I feel much better now. After such a long day, we went to bed, and I get to sleep with two of the nicest puppies in the whole world, after Buddy, of course. Well, the other day, Mopsy called me on the phone before I leave, and she said, I wonder what homeschool is like. So I take advantage of that and I go to school with the kids and I learn to write and I learn to paint. Painting was very fun, and I paint a picture of the thing I love the most about the prairie, the beautiful northern lights, and with the hay bales because you see lots of them. Then I did craft with Noodle, who helped me to make myself a beautiful shirt with a zipper, as well as a wonderful warm blanket for the cold winters in Canada. Then we go on a little field trip to the museum, and I saw some things that were very scary, but some other things that were kind of funny, and I enjoyed them. Then we go to church, where I meet some very friendly people like Gail and Diana, and also I made a new friend on this trip. His name is Benny. Say hi, Benny.
Hi, Benny.
No, just say hi.
Hi.
Benny is a donkey, in case you could not tell. Benny and I, we met at church and spent some time together.
Yeah, it was fun. This is my new friend, Norbert.
Norbert.
That's what I said, Norbert.
No, it's Norbert.
Right, Norbert.
Then we got to have a second day of school, and on that day I discovered that my favorite thing to do is science. It was very, very much fun. Let me show you what we did. Look, I have vials and magnifying glass and dangerous chemicals that could blow up, and I look in the microscope at little tiny things. Oh, and I had an experiment to do. I put these fizzy things in here. They make the water so colorful. I needed help there, but they make it colorful and they fizz and they fizz. Oh, it's so much fun. The fizzy was so much fun. It got me so excited. But then we pour these little crystals into the water, and the crystals begin to absorb the water, and they grow. You see how small they are. But then after just a short time, they become this, and they're very, very big in the bowl. And then we get to experiment with a cadaver like a doctor does. But we will not show you the video of what we did with that. That would not be nice. Well, after school, I got to have some fun and unwind some energy that I had and play with my new toy. It was so much fun with everybody. Just look what happened.
Norbert! 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 Norbert?
Then I got a ride to the park.
Yay! Go, Norbert! Go, Norbert! Go, 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 go! Go, Norbert!
Kevin come with me and we play on the tire swing and we play on all kinds of park equipment. It was fun. And the slide, look at me come down. Whee, it was so fun. And then we do this thing on the weird bouncy doggy. And then he make me spin round in circles until Kevin was feeling sick, so we had to stop. And then we did a spiral slide. Oh, that was wonderful. Oops, I fell down. And so Kevin, he come after me, and he is just as skillful as me. And then Kevin think I did not have enough fun flying, so he throw me more. Okay, well that brings us to the end of the video that I have for you, because that is all I did. And then I climb in this package that you find me in, and I go to the post office and got home. Let me remind you, do not fly with Canada Post. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope that I did not worry you while I was away, and I love you all. Good night. Or that was such a fun trip to Saskatchewan. There is the flag. I cannot wait to come back. Yay!
Whee! Oh, you even landed like them.